Jane Eyre is about a young woman who hasn't had a family her whole life and is in search of one. And every time she becomes close with someone, they're taken away from her, from child to adulthood. And for the first time, she meets someone that's sort of her equal, both mentally and I think emotionally. And together they think they could start a new life. But obviously there are secrets from the past that come into play, and once again, she may lose the one person that's closest to being her family.
Jane Eyre explores the themes of a young girl's awakening of her own sexuality, which I think is why it appeals to young girls of that age. And one of the other things we wanted to do in this film was to cast Jane very young. In the book, she is about 18 or 19, and we wanted to cast someone who was actually that age.
The thing that struck me the most was, you know, the strength of Jane's character and how, despite everything that had happened to her throughout her life, she really, instead of letting that sort of wound her or her become, a damaged character, she kind of became stronger. And the other thing about Jane is that she's just timeless. You get the sense that if she was to live in our society today, she'd just thrive. And she's so tough and strong and complex.
This spring I came home, heart sore and soul withered. But I met a gentle stranger whose society revives me. With her I feel I could live again, in a higher, purer way. Tell me, am I justified in overleaping an obstacle of custom to attain her?
There is an obstacle.
A mere conventional impediment.
But what can it be? If you cherish an affection, sir, then fortune alone cannot impede you.
Yes.
And if the lady is of noble stock and has indicated that she may reciprocate?
Jane, of whom do you think I speak?
Of Miss Ingram.
I'm asking what Jane Eyre would do to secure my happiness.
I would do anything for you, sir. Anything that was right.
You transfix me quite. I feel I can speak to you now of my lovely one. If you've met her and you know her, she's a rare one, isn't she? Fresh and healthy, without soil or taint. I'm sure she'll regenerate me with a vengeance.
There's a real connection between the two of them. I think he can be honest with her, and also the fact that she challenges him mentally. Here's an idea, here's a guy that's who's very sort of arrogant in his beliefs, and like I said before, he's traveled around various parts of the world and feels like he's sort of gathered so much information that makes him very cynical. And then, when Jane sort of responds to him in such a way that isn't kowtowing to his beliefs, she's got her own beliefs and she's very strong-minded, and also he sees that there's a real sort of fire within her that she's been suppressing and keeping sort of caged up for all this time, that really intrigues him. I think he's fascinated by her.
I have lived a full life here. I have not been trampled on, I have not been petrified. I have not been excluded from every glimpse of what is bright. I have known you, Mr. Rochester, and it strikes me with anguish to be torn from you.
Then why must you leave?
Because of your wife.
I have no wife.
But you are to be married.
Jane, you must stay.
I become nothing to you. Am I a machine without feelings? Do you think that because I am poor, obscure, plain and little, that I am soulless and heartless? I have as much soul as you and full as much heart, and if God had blessed me with beauty and wealth, I could make it as hard for you to leave me as it is for I to leave you. I'm not speaking to you through mortal flesh. It is my spirit that addresses your spirit, as if we'd passed through the grave and stood at God's feet equal, as we are.
As we are.
I am a free human being with an independent will which I now exert to leave you.
Then let your will decide your destiny. I offer you my hand. my heart. Jane, I ask you to pass through life at my side. You are my equal and my likeness. Will you marry me?
Are you mocking me?
Do you doubt me?
Entirely.
Michael is incredible. He kind of constantly surprised me on set, and I was so excited to see what he was going to do and how he was going to do it. And he has like this incredible strength that sort of comes through. Just his eyes are so piercing, and it was amazing to act opposite him and just completely believe him. And also then we have a very similar way of working, so it's always fun to have somebody who you can have fun with in between scenes and to balance out the intensity of some of the the material that we were working with. But yeah, he's amazing.
I have a pleasure in knowing you my life.
There is no debt.
I knew you would do me good in some way. I saw it in your eyes when I first beheld you. Their expression did not strike my very inmost being so for nothing. People talk of natural sympathies. You.
Good night then, sir.
You will leave me then.
I am cold.
Go.
The book is quite ambiguous as to who knows what in Thornfield Hall, and I think it has that about it, that mystery about it. It's a very romantic mystery story.
I was so excited about working with Judy. I mean, she's such a legend in the film world, and so to be able to see how she works was really cool, and also just her work ethic and how wonderful she is and lovely and friendly to everybody, and really giving and kind, and yeah, just to watch her process and how she's such a pro at it, and you can tell that because she just instantly clicks into it, and it looks so seamless and easy, and that's really cool.
Am I meeting Miss Fairfax tonight?
Who?
Miss Fairfax, my pupil.
Oh, you mean Miss Varens, Mr. Rochester's ward? She used to be your pupil.
Who's Mr. Rochester?
Why, the owner of Thornfield. Mr. Edward Fairfax Rochester.
I thought Thornfield Hall belonged to you.
Oh, bless you, child. What an idea. Me? I'm only the housekeeper.
It's such a relevant story to young women, or to any to women everywhere and at any age. That it is primarily, I think, about self-respect and about finding yourself as an individual, and doing what you have to do to be to find self-fulfillment as your own person, and to respect yourself, which can be really hard when you're when you're in love with somebody, and it would be easier to do, to sort of take the easy way out. But Jane always challenges herself, and I think and sort of follows her gut feeling as well. Just sort of knows what's important for her to do, and as hard as it might be for her to do it, she does it.
Jane? Have you something for me to do? You're doing something already. May I see? Oh, these are wonderful. St. John? No, Mary, please. See how skilled Jane is.
Is this how you perceive me, Miss Elliot? Wow. How fierce I am.
The camera's going in. Can I afford to come across here?
Please.
It's like that last straw. Get the water.
Shooting next, please. It's going to get very wet, folks. Can we lose that camera box? Yeah.
There's milk for you.
Ask her her name.
What's your name?
Tell us how we may help you.
Your name?
Ingrid, Fury, take her! Hey, your ring! Take her to the bedroom. Lock her there.
If we don't like it, we should take the bits out and she just fall.
Anything else? I mean, you get ideas.
If I don't get all of that out.
I mean, in fact, you're also raising kids. I think you're also used to a certain amount of craziness. You know what I mean? So, but put yourself in that calm, storm control. Approach. Now, you know how you were when you put her in the bedroom, for example?
Yeah.
Kind of cool and collected until you're like.
No, Mary, please. See how skilled Jane is. Better than any drawing master.
Is this how you perceive me, Miss Elliot?
Yeah, sure.
Camera reload.
Oh, okay. You can start
It's nicer just
So this is how you perceive me, Miss Elliot? Oh. How fierce I am.
Three, two, one. It's weird.
How beautifully you've preserved it. Well, Mr. Rochester's visits are always unexpected. He doesn't like to arrive and find everything all swathed up. So I keep it in constant readiness. Now, come and meet Miss Varens. Did I mention she was French? Come and meet Miss Varens. Did I mention she was French?
Big block.